afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody tell me what this is? Let's pull it out and I'll show you what it is, if you don't know. This is an air plant. When I was a little girl, I lived in Miami with my mom, and there was different kinds of air plants down there, but we used to see them up in the trees, and she always used to comment how she loved them and she wanted one. Well, last year, or maybe it was the year before that, she'd moved out to Oregon, and for Mother's Day, I found a website that delivered little tiny air plants and these little tiny glass bulbs for 30 bucks. I paid it. I wanted my mom to have something she always wanted, so I sent it to her. Well, the other day, we were pulling out of our driveway, and I noticed this guy sitting over there on the road. I guess there was some strong winds with the storm we had, and he fell out. He's massive. I mean, I guess there's more than one. I guess each of these, I'm just starting to learn about them. I think each one of these is a separate plant, and they've just kind of latched on to this piece of tree, and you can see their roots there. I've been learning the roots are just used to anchor onto something, and then they get everything they need, their moisture and everything, from their, I guess, their leaves, sort of. Looks more like grass, but anyway, he's massive, and so I decided to keep him, and I've been cleaning him up a little bit to get the dead leaves and debris and stuff out, and I'm gonna find some kind of creative way to display him in my house. I've also been looking on Etsy and Pinterest and things like that, and people are making some good money selling these, like taking the, oh, see, I found tons of these growing on the trees around here. People are making, you know, some income by taking smaller ones. Let's see if I can find a little one like this. This is actually 3 plants, I believe, and attaching them to things, or just cleaning up the roots and hanging them, or putting them in little glass bulbs like I was talking about. And I just think it's so awesome. They're so easy to care for. They get all their nutrients from the air, and once a week you just give them a bath, basically. You dunk them in some water. That's what I did to this guy yesterday, and all these in here. Quarter of a bucket of them. And then once I dunked him in there, he started opening his seed pods up, and I can then take these seeds, what do I do with one of the seed pods? I could then take these seeds and sprout these out to start growing brand new air plants. I just think that's awesome. I'm really excited to start trying this. Also, under the right conditions, these things bloom instead of putting the seeds out. They'll bloom. I've got 2 sprouts here that are turning kind of pink that I think may be on their way to blooming. Now, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm just starting to learn about this, but it's very exciting. I love plants. I love terrariums. I have a natural terrarium. I found this guy out while I was doing some bottle digging. I know my bottles are not old or anything like that, but I just love how this happens. You know, you just have something out there, and plants find it, and they start growing, and they just make this little, I can't get it to focus, this little tropical rainforest they've made on their own in a bottle. It's basically what it is, you know? So anyway, what I would like to do is start some terrariums. Now, there's something else in here I want to show you, and I'm pretty sure any of you who live in Florida and Georgia, I'm sure see these things all the time. This is another think this might be a lichen, I think is how you say it. It grows, you know, in the big oak trees and stuff, and sometimes you see it growing on fence. This can be used in terrariums also. And sorry if I just made you guys dizzy. And here's another really cool one growing on this little twig here. I like this one. Clean it up a little bit. This one's got these little round nodule looking things on them, like little pads. So it may be the same kind as this one. I'm not sure, but it has those little nodule things that I just think are so cool. So there's some of the lichen or lichen, God, I sound dumb when I do that, that I've collected that I plan on using in the terrariums. Pretty sure that all this air plant, all of these are the same kind. Got some little tiny ones there. And then I've got some moss that I have collected, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so I have two containers, Taco Bell container and a little Caesar's container here, that I've put some moss in. In one of my other videos, I may or may not have mentioned that my landlord came over and cleaned off the roof and just carpet, you know, mat-sized pieces of this stuff he pushed off. And I love moss. And it's sitting out there in the sun, and because on the roof it was under the big trees, and it was quite moist up there. So it's just sitting out in the sun, it's dying, and I can't stand to see that happen. So I've planted some of it back around under a big tree, and in some of the holes in the tree. It's an old tree. The one out there on my front porch. Anyway, and then I brought some in, and I'm keeping it here in these little makeshift terrariums for the time being. And then I've also got a huge gallon-sized bag full of it that I'm planning on using for my terrariums. Normally, you shouldn't be picking this stuff like this, but it was going to die. When he took it off the roof, it's sitting in the yard in a place where the sun bakes everything, and it was just dying, so I wanted to bring it in. You see all these little things here? These are all little seed pods, and they are just in massive amounts all over this bag. And when you plant those, you start a whole new plant, so it's going to be really awesome. I'm looking forward to doing that. My corn is turning brown near the tips. I don't know if I need to replant or if that's a nitrogen thing or whatnot. Green beans look like they're doing okay. Squash, I would like to get them outside. I wanted to hang some rope. I don't remember if this squash is a bush squash or a vining squash, but I have cucumbers. I know they're vining. I want it to climb that. Brussels sprouts are very leggy. I'm not sure they're going to make it. And those are okay. I think my spinach is dying. Yeah, it looks like it's dying. I'm not the best gardener, darn it, but I am trying. Alright guys, I think this video is probably entirely too long, but I wanted to share that with you guys. I hope everyone's doing well. I've got a couple more videos I'm going to try to get shot today, and I'll try to get those up for you. Got some coin videos for those of you who are interested in that. A fish tank video someone asked me if I would do. I'm working on it. Other than that, I've been watching your videos today, guys, and I'm going to keep watching. I got some catching up to do. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.